Hello, my friends. I've been told many times by different people that I must be brave for running for Congress, for speaking out against the current administration, and for daring to challenge the status quo. But the truth is this: I don't see it as bravery. I see it as responsibility. A responsibility not just for myself, but for my family, for my neighbors, and for future generations of Americans who deserve to live in freedom. You see, when the Constitution was written, it wasn't written as a suggestion. It wasn't written as a piece of art to be admired from afar. It was written as the framework of liberty, a guarantee that each generation could inherit the same blessings of freedom that the founders fought so hard to secure. So when I speak out, when I run for office, I don't do it because I think I'm special. I do it because I know what is at stake. If nobody stands up, if nobody says enough, then freedom slips away. And when liberty is lost, history shows us it rarely comes back without great cost. Now, some people have told me that this way of thinking is egotistical. That somehow believing in liberty and defending it makes you prideful. But let me ask you this: what's egotistical about wanting freedom for your children? What's egotistical about wanting every American, regardless of background, to live with the same opportunities we inherited? That is not arrogance. That is duty. And I believe every single one of us has that same duty. But here's the challenge: is liberty today such an abstract concept that we can no longer grasp its true meaning? Do we take for granted the fact that we can speak freely, worship as we choose, defend our families, or vote for our leaders? Do we assume those rights are so secure that no one could ever take them away? Because if we are being honest, many Americans live as if liberty is permanent, as if it is guaranteed no matter what we do or don't do. And that is a dangerous illusion. History is filled with nations that believed they could never fall. They believed their freedoms would last forever. But because citizens grew complacent, because leaders grew corrupt, those nations declined. The Roman Republic collapsed into empire. Nations across Europe surrendered liberty for promises of security. And in the last century alone, millions of people lived and died under totalitarian regimes because too many of their fellow citizens stayed silent when it mattered most. So, I ask you, my fellow Americans, will losing liberty be the thing that finally wakes us up? Will we really have to experience oppression before we realize the value of freedom? I certainly hope not. Because once liberty is gone, it is nearly impossible to restore. That is why I'm speaking to you today. That is why I am running. Because I believe we still have time to reclaim the spirit of liberty before it slips through our fingers. But I cannot do it alone. No one can. Liberty is not preserved by one man, one woman, or one election. It is preserved by we the people. So I implore you, don't just listen, act. Don't just nod in agreement, get involved. How? Start small. Pick up the phone and call your representatives. Write letters and emails demanding accountability. Show up at local meetings where decisions about your community are made. And yes, if you feel the calling, step up and run for office, whether at the local, state, or even federal level. Because when ordinary citizens refuse to stay silent, extraordinary things happen. If we don't, then we risk becoming a nation we no longer recognize, a nation where liberty is replaced by control, where freedom is replaced by fear, where government grows so large that it forgets its purpose, to serve the people. That is not acceptable to me. And I hope it is not acceptable to you. Because America is not meant to be a land of subjects. We are meant to be the land of the free. We are meant to be a shining example of liberty to the world. So, my friends, here is my challenge to you today: wake up from the slumber of complacency. Shake off the false reality that everything is fine when deep down we know it is not. Recognize that liberty requires effort, sacrifice, and vigilance. I will continue to stand, to speak, and to fight. But I need you to stand with me. Together we can preserve this republic. Together we can ensure that when our children and grandchildren look back, they will say, that generation did not give up. That generation kept the torch of liberty burning bright. This is our responsibility. This is our moment. And this is the only path forward if we truly wish to remain the land of liberty. Thank you, God bless you, and may God continue to bless the United States of America. Stay informed, stay free,